Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out a card from the Prisma Visions Tarot to get the context or the general energy of your reading. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok. The link to that will be in the description. And before I get you your first card, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person. So if you're struggling to find meaning in a message, that's okay. Just let it go, because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. I feel like there's a strong energy here coming through for someone about slowing down. I just saw 111. Learning to trust yourself and creating a more stable and secure, not only foundation, but also future for yourself. And I just saw 122. So that's a message there that to remember that change starts with you, that you can make a difference simply just by being yourself. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords here with Venus and Aquarius. I think that Venus energy is interesting because the reading that I just recorded had the Queen of Cups. For some reason I wanted I wanted to say a Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you're being called to create a Queen of Pentacles within yourself, if that makes sense. Like you're being called to embody Queen of Pentacles type of energy. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. This is about having emotional stability and abundance, which is honestly very relevant for the Five of Swords, unsurprisingly. I know I already said it, but I feel called to say it again for some reason, that the zodiac sign of Aquarius could be significant for somebody. I just saw 2, 3, 4. So the zodiac sign of Aquarius is definitely significant for someone for a reason. So if you're feeling called, look up the meaning if you'd like. The age of Aquarius could be something significant as well that you might want to look into if you're not aware of it yet. And the 5, actually, I just realized is interesting because that 5 tornadic type of energy came through. And if you've never heard the word tornadic before, that just means like creating a tornado or something. I don't know, look it up. I don't know how to describe it. But there's definitely this very strong transformative, maybe destructive, but in a good way, type of energy present in your reading. And that's either your current energy or an energy that you're being called to embrace. I think most of the changes, or at least the bigger changes, the bulk of the changes that you need to be focused on are mental and emotional, because I feel like most of your suffering is, for lack of a better way to say it, like in your head. I've heard it before that the most suffering that we experience is in our own heads. So just know that overthinking, worrying is normal. You're human, and you're not the only person who feels that way and feels like they need to know the meaning of life and what happens after we die. We're curious creatures for a reason. We are meant for adventure for a reason. And what I mean by meant for adventure is if you don't allow yourself to embrace your strength and your courage and go outside of your comfort zone, that's what causes us to be anxious. And like, it makes the anxiety worse, and it actually makes us depressed and feel more stuck. I just saw 444. I think what's really, really holding you back from a more stable and secure foundation is mental. I am thinking of the Chariot card, 456. I'm thinking of that card for a reason. Maybe you want to look it up. or something like that, really get to know what that card means. But for me personally, that card is about you being in the driver's seat of your life rather than your fears, which is going to call for you to be more comfortable with facing your fears. And remember that you're human, so we always have a sense of adventure and curiosity that we maintain from childhood. It just gets suppressed because of society and expectations. I feel like you're really being called to not allow yourself to be suppressed or oppressed. Make yourself heard and seen, known. I'm feeling, what am I feeling? Heard, seen, known. Okay, so that reminded me of things that, I don't know if they still say it to kids now, but at least something I knew growing up is that kids are to be seen and not heard. And for me personally, I'm strongly against that. I think it's very destructive to society and the future collectively. I feel like you're really being called to do things differently when it comes to the idea that kids should be seen and not heard. If you have kids, you're being encouraged to make sure that they are heard. That could be a very specific message for someone, wink wink. But let me think for a second. Oh, this other energy that I was feeling was a frustrated type of energy, and I feel like it's your energy, and it's because there's an inner battle or war going on within yourself that you need to resolve. I felt something here about like a peace treaty, creating that peace treaty with yourself. How can you find more peace with this frustrated type of energy? I think the first thing that you always need to do is validate the anger and the frustration. No matter what's it about, no matter who's watching this, it's okay to be angry, to be frustrated. It just matters how we use that frustrated energy, that we don't use that, take that out on ourselves, because you don't deserve that. And I feel like for somebody, there's a message coming through from the universe that there is more, or there's only more if you keep going. I feel like there's some valuable lessons or information that you could gain from the universe or your spirit guides, that it's the kind of information that I know you want to attain. I think maybe about the unknown. I don't know, I just feel from the universe and your spirit guides, you're really being encouraged to move forward and to give them a chance to speak with you, to communicate with you, to, to just really be patient with the universe as well. Because they're really trying to show you something. The best way that the universe can communicate to you is through your own experiences. So don't be afraid to reflect on the past, especially things that bother you, because that's your soul calling for you to find closure. So give yourself that space and that time and that energy to really truly understand your thoughts, your emotions, this frustrated energy, and how you can use it to work for you rather than against you. Maybe there's some thinking outside of the box type of energy with this, or maybe thinking about things that either most people don't, or just thinking about things in a way that's really unique to you, which really makes sense with this Aquarius type of energy. 321 I just saw, so there could definitely be an Aquarius out there. If there is, don't be afraid to leave a comment, because I'm also an Aquarius. But let me see. Your first card. Wow. This is so relevant. We have the number 4 with destruction and doing too much. I don't know if I already said it, so just gonna say it again. I'm a forgetful person, so don't mind me. I'm going to get a couple cards from this deck. They're cards that I made myself, obviously, and I got it from a bigger box of cards that I have. With this 4 here, there's a very, very strong focus here on your foundation, especially the people that you are surrounded by or the people that you choose to surround yourself with. I feel like there's a destructive type of energy, and their expectations of you are unfair and too high. Maybe, actually, I just realized we have anger right here. So someone's definitely frustrated. Maybe someone's fears are heightened. A racing mind could definitely be relevant here. Whenever you feel your anxiety getting higher, your mind racing, you feel that frustration starting to take over your actions in a way that you don't intend, that's a really, really important time to slow down. I just got like a warning type of energy. Maybe like a siren or like that triangle with the exclamation point in it. Those could be significant for someone. It definitely feels like the universe and your spirit guides are really, really trying to bring your attention to this frustrated energy that you feel before it really gets out of hand. Because you don't want, it even says up here, you don't want this frustration to work against you, and you don't want to create not only more darkness within yourself, but also in your own home and in the world. But that doesn't mean like you're not allowed to feel depressed or angry or anxious. Always validate how you feel. I just saw 555. I think that's going to be very transformative for you in some way. I think that's really going to help you transmute this energy in a way that works for you rather than against you. If you're feeling anxious, it's okay to feel anxious. If you feel angry, it's okay to feel angry. And now it's time it's like a double-edged sword. We all have this frustrated energy. We're meant to feel passion and rage, okay? And it's like the universe is really guiding us, at least with what I feel. The universe is really guiding us to use this frustration for our higher good and the higher good of all, rather than destruction. I think the universe is very understanding of humanity. It understands that we want answers. But I just think what we're not understanding is the answer is right in front of us, or the answer is possible to even find. You have questions for a reason. You're curious about the meaning of life and what happens after we die for a reason. Trust that sense of calling, wherever it feels like the universe is pulling your soul towards. Follow that feeling, for sure. If you have kids, I feel like you have a lot of potential here to teach your own kids about courage and their strength. But to be able to do that, you first need to teach yourself about your own courage and your own strength. I'm going to go ahead and get the next card. I feel like there's a little bit of a message coming through to trust that everything happens for a reason. I'm really trying to feel what card wants to come out here. Let's do this one. Okay, so the number 20 or the number 2, I don't know where this is focusing. The number 20 or the number 2 could be significant. For me, the number 2 is about balance. You're really being called to lead a life of balance and peace rather than resentment and destruction. We have the number 16. Where else could you be using your energy and attention? Wow. Wow. That is a very clear message or confirmation of what I've literally been talking about. You're literally being called to redirect this energy. You're not being called to change how you feel. Don't suppress how you feel. You're being called to invest it in what means the most to you, rather than trying to control things that you can't. Like, in general, I feel that humanity, like, we take things out on ourselves because we're trying to control the universe. But, you know, just as much as you don't want to be controlled, the universe does not want to be controlled. I feel like this is an opportunity here, a very big opportunity to repair your relationship with the universe. Maybe even your spirit guides. They want you to be heard, but you need to hear the universe and what it's trying to show you and what it's trying to tell you. So pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities. For some reason, I'm feeling specifically the energy of a tornado coming through. So I feel like for someone, you're being called to pay attention to tornado or tornadic type of energy. Maybe there could be some turbulence in your life that you're being called to pay attention to. Airplanes, flying in a plane could be significant. With the number 7, 16 comes down to the number 7. The universe and your spirit guides want you to know that the more that you invest in yourself, your health, mentally, physically, your faith, the more that you are able to receive from the universe. The more that you believe in yourself and what's possible for you, the more that you are able to make your dreams come true. I feel like there's a resistance here when it comes to being open, to being vulnerable, and to experiencing bad and challenging things in life. And I think you're being called, if you haven't heard it 1,000 times already, to have a balanced appreciation for life and to, I mean, it's easy to, with light and life and within yourself, it's easy to see what there is to gain with that, but you need to balance that out with seeing the good and what there is to gain with the darkness. Not in a selfish, self-gain type of way, but what it can teach you, what it can show you, where it can lead you. That felt very satisfying to say, so I definitely feel I was meant to say that for a reason. I think it does feel like there's this general energy of like you need to focus on your foundation and giving yourself a stronger sense of stability and security, even if you feel like financially secure. This is more about having a stronger sense of stability and security mentally and emotionally. I feel like the best way to find that stability and security is to give yourself the answers that you need. Maybe journaling or writing could help, but anytime you feel that anger, that frustration, anytime you feel uncomfortable, you're really being called to analyze those emotions, where they're coming from, and how you can transform that energy to work for you rather than against you. Maybe there's a strong energy here of needing to change your perspective of the darkness within yourself and the darkness in the world, not seeing it as all bad and doom and gloom. I definitely feel this energy here if someone did not get a fair chance to learn how to believe in themselves and to trust themselves, because like you didn't have the parents and the childhood that you deserve. But the universe wants you to know that you have this opportunity right now. Every time there's an opportunity to go outside of your comfort zone, you have the opportunity to teach yourself something. And I feel like there's something significant here about exposure. The more that you do something, I'm also feeling practice. The more that you do something, the easier it will get. So if facing your fears is absolutely horrifying, which makes sense, I mean, it is facing your fears, just know, let me think for a second. I was saying, if facing your fears is really hard, okay, yeah, just know that will get easier. You don't have to leap outside of your comfort zone. The universe is encouraging you to take baby steps if you need to. Just don't give up on yourself, and don't give up on your faith. That's all you need to do. Just stay committed to yourself and your health and what you deserve. So that way you can not only, if you have them, give your kids what they deserve, but also encourage those around you to give themselves what they deserve. And ultimately, just know that you can make a difference, and we're more connected and unified than it seems at times. Even if there's teams or whatever, political parties could be significant, but definitely don't have to be. If it feels like there's teams and there's like groups of people against each other, you're still not alone, because a group is more than one person. So yeah, that don't give up on yourself kind of energy. That's why, I mean, that's literally what my intro is with the I. I think patience and really slowing down, being okay with moving more slowly through life. I think it's really, really going to help you stay on the right path. But that will be the end of your reading. I really, really hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you liked it, hit the like button, show me that. That is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can do so by donating through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any. I'd really, really love to connect with you more, and thank you so much to those of you who have shown your support thus far. It really means a lot to me, and it really does make a difference. I'm just there's a lot of burping going through right now, so just an extra message for someone there, like encouragement there to release what is not serving you. But the last thing that I want to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.